Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I'm Not Repeating Myself podcast. I'm your host, Mike, and I hope you heard what I said the first time because I'm not repeating myself. Glad everybody can be with me on this good Labor Day Monday. Most likely, if you're listening to this, you're off, so glad that you're kicking it with me. Always remember, make sure you subscribe to me on SoundCloud, Apple, Spotify, and of course on YouTube. I am also on TikTok and Instagram at I'm Not Repeating Myself pod. Glad every excuse me. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I know I definitely did. September is officially here, man. Football is back. I'm in my bag. I'm excited. It's a brand new month. You already know my motto. Once September get here, the year is over. So I honestly feel like 2026 is it's already here, man. It's already here. But again, I'm glad y'all can be with me, man. Glad y'all can be with me. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump right into this shit, man. So Joey Badass dropped a new album, man. He dropped a new album called Lonely at the Top. He dropped that on Friday. And if you've been paying attention to Joey Badass lately, he was kind of going through some label issues in terms of getting this album out. But glad that, and I spoke on that probably about 3-4 episodes ago. But I'm glad to see that he got that figured out and he was able to release this album. Again, this album is called Lonely at the Top. And I wanna salute Joey, man, because coming into the year, he kicked down the door. He was doing this thing against the West Coast. Definitely held his own. I definitely spoke on that before as well. As far as just him, that was really like a 20v1. Like he really packed the West Coast up. And for him to continue to ride this momentum going into this album, I want to give this brother props, man. This is a very solid album. It's a very good album. Off rip, we had Dark Aura that he released, I think, as a single last week. I really like that record a lot. Then you got Swank White, Super Flea, you got High Roller, Ready to Love, BK's Finest, Underwater, 3 Feet Away, Speeding Through the Rain, Still, Lonely at the Top. This is an 11-track album. Again, I keep trying to tell y'all, man, like them 12 to 15. Well, this is 11, but that's still, I'm not gonna be nitpicky about that. But that 12 to 15 window of tracks, I fuck with it. This album is very, very solid, man. If I had to say my favorite record off of here, I probably would have to say I really like High Roller, man. I really like High Roller. That might be my favorite. Dark Aura off the rip, setting the tone for the album. Setting the tone for the album off rip. That's a very dope way to start it. Swank White, I do like Swank White. I do like Swank White. I actually do like that record. Super Flea is actually kind of funny, is because it kind of gives me that Youngin' by Fabulous type of feel. Like that first half of that record, that beat really sounds like from that O two in between O2 O4 Fabulous. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go press that record. Youngin, but Super Flea definitely gives me that feeling of Youngin at the beginning of that record. But I love the direction that he went with as far as the features on this as well. Another rapper doing a great job with the features. He got Ty Dolla Sign on here on Ready to Love. That's a fire record. I think he should try to push that record. That's a very, very dope record. Good to see ASAP Ferg still rapping. ASAP Ferg was on High Roller. On BK's Finest, you got Rome Streets, Kai Cass, CJ Fly. That was a dope record as well. Speeding Through the Rain. That's a very dope record. You got Absol and Rap City on Still. Good to see them on there as well. But Joey did a great job, man. I think this is one of his. He could really look back and look at 2025 as like he was really one of the top dogs this year. He really was in terms of his performance and what he did with the battle. That nigga really did his thing, man. Nigga really been doing this thing this whole 2025. I hope he carries this momentum into next year. Of course, he doing this thing as far as, acting on Razor Canaan with Power. Definitely interested to see how he continues to progress and grow in that. But this album was very, very good, man. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a 7.5 to an 8. 7.5 to an 8. I think it's very, very solid. Lonely at the Top. And also, I'm interested to see what direction that he takes as far as, that now that he got his label situation under control now, is this gonna be, are we gonna, anticipate any more projects in terms of him still doing his acting thing? Like, uh the selfish fan in me always wants the artist to continue to consistently, give me work. I'm not saying he gotta come right back in like 2-3 months or whatever the case may be. No, that's crazy. Like, if he gives me another project next year, I'll be definitely ready to hear that. So again, salute to Joey, man. You've been owning this year, dog. Straight up, you've been owning this shit. I think Also, Dark Aura music video, fire, fire, fire. We gotta continue to still do dope music videos, man. Continue to put out these dope music videos. Freddie did a good job on Alfreda 2 of rolling out a couple of good music videos. He did one for 1995, and I think Lemon Pepper Steppers. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm wrong on that, somebody please correct me. But that Dark Aura music video was fire. And I think Joey also he didn't really get to kind of do how can I say, kind of like a, I would say, a longer rollout due to his label situation, but I did catch a couple of interviews that he did prior to this album coming out. He had a real good one with Gilly and Wallow on $1 Million Worth of Game that everybody should go check out. I know he sat down with the Breakfast Club. That was a pretty good interview as well. But I mean, that's what you're supposed to do when you got an album coming out, man. Go sit down, go talk to people, get the background, where your head is at in the process of making this album. The fans deserve that. They deserve to know what you went through while making this project, the steps you took, the producers you sat down with, what direction you're going. But again, I'm just glad that he stuck to the 11 track format. That's what I like the most. So again, salute to Joey, man. You did a great job with this album, bro. Great job. Again, I give it a 7.5, 8. Swank Right, Dark Aura, High Roller. Those are my favorites that stand out on this album. 3 Feet Away also. 3 Feet Away, I definitely fuck with that record. That record is fire. Definitely fire. So again, salute to Joey. Look forward to seeing you again on Power doing your thing and continue to put out this dope music, man. Next up, so Currency dropped the mixtape. And this kind of, well, Currency, he don't really do no promo for his music anyway, but he dropped a mixtape called 830, right? So I hit play on this shit, right? Hit play. I'm not one of those people who do. You got some people who hit the shuffle on when new albums come out. That's fucking insane to me. Like, you literally got to be a different type of nigga to hit shuffle when the album come out. But nonetheless, so I hit play on this shit. Off rip, this nigga is addressing Freddie Gibbs. Or Rich Uncle intro. I don't want to play it because I don't want my shit to get sniped. But that nigga's addressing Freddie Gibbs off the rip on the first track. So I didn't think Currency was gonna go at him, but I found that very funny. I'm like, literally the first bar off the rip, he was getting that Freddie. So if you got a chance, please go listen to that because that was hilarious. But nonetheless, still a cool laid back vibe type of project. Currency, man. That's how he always been. He's always been a laid back, cool rapper, which was kind of like threw me off with the whole Freddie shit. Cause I'm like, damn, why Freddie going that Currency? But when I got background on what was going on and all that shit, I kind of understood. But nonetheless, this was a very good mixtape. I love Combination right after the Rich Uncle intro. I love Copperfield Coupe, Vision Board, Saratoga Races. This project is 16 tracks, 44 minutes. Store Owners might be my favorite track on here. Bricks and Boats with Freeway, fire. Kush Clouds with Killer Mike. I didn't actually think I would like that record, but Killer Mike did his thing on there, man. He did his thing. I fuck with that. I fuck with that record. If I had to give this a rating, I would give this a solid 8. Solid 8. Currency, he did a good job. He did a good job on this project. Consistently putting out dope work. I didn't have a chance because I missed it, but he put out an album prior to this in July called 730. So I didn't have a chance to catch that. So I guess this might be a series that he doing. I don't know if he might come with a 930. But 830 was definitely fire. Again, if you got a chance, go check that out. That nigga is definitely getting that Freddie. That nigga definitely getting that Freddie on that first. I mean, literally out the gates on the first fucking track. On the first fucking bar, he's getting that Freddie Gibbs. Ain't nothing crazy, but go hit play on that and you'll see what I'm talking about, man. So salute the Currency. And I want to see Currency do another collab album with a rapper, man. I definitely do. That whole shit with him and Freddie is cooked now, so we won't see that. But it'd be dope to see Currency get out here and do a collab. And honestly, I think that should be a format that everybody can't do it. Everybody can't do it. But I think it'd be a dope thing to see a collab project, from some rappers. I remember, in my early 20s or whatever, we was always anticipating like a J. Cole and Kendrick project. We ain't never getting that shit. We ain't never getting that shit. But it would be dope to see a few rappers come together and do some dope shit. Or if a lot of the rappers still want to do, the rapper producer, like with Alchemist and Freddie Gibbs, that'd be fire too. If a rapper can just collab with a producer that they know that they mesh perfectly, that'd be some dope shit to see. But I want to see like a run of rappers doing a collab project, man. That'd be some dope shit. But you know how rappers be these days, man. A lot of these niggas, they do some collab shit, it might not work out, or nigga schedules, or they end up beefing or on some dumb shit. But it would be dope to see. So if you have a chance, please go check out Currency's album. Again, that's called 830. This album is again 16 tracks. 16 tracks. Again, some of my favorites combination. Again, Kush Clouds with Killer Mike. You got Copperfield Coupe. You got Store Owners. Store Owners again. Bricks and Bolts for Freeway. Dope, very dope, project from Currency, man. Very, very fire, man. So next up, Jadakiss and Beanie Sigel debuted a record with D Jones called Motion Picture. So I remember I heard a snippet on Wednesday, and I think the video dropped either Thursday or Friday. And off rip, everybody paid attention and noticed that Beanie Siegel's voice was back to how Beanie sounds. And I remember prior, when there was rumors about Jadakiss and Beanie doing a collab album, that a lot of people were saying, I hope he use AI, I hope he use AI. And he's definitely using AI on his record. And it sounds fresh. It sounds amazing. Beanie sounds like he got that energy, all that. And in the case of AI, because we all know people is running reckless with AI, but AI is here to stay. It's not going nowhere. In this situation, this is where I love AI being used. We all know that Beanie, when he got shot, that really affected his voice. He doesn't sound the same, but I'm glad that they was able to implement this and have it for this record, because Beanie sounds great. Jadakiss, of course, he doing this thing, and the video was fired. Again, I think they shot this video in Philly. But this record is fire. And if this is any anticipation to what we're going to get from Jadakiss and Beanie's album, which I think is going to be produced by Freeway, I'm ready. I'm ready to hear it, man. Again, I spoke about this last week. This has been a dope year for the veteran rappers, man. This has been a dope year for the veteran rappers, man. Everybody been getting busy. Everybody has been getting busy, been killing shit, man. So if you have a chance, please go check out Jadakiss and Beanie Sigel record with D Jones called Motion Picture. That I think it's not available on streaming, but I think you go check out the video on YouTube. So please go check that out. And and it's been a long time since I heard Beanie rap. So it'll be dope to see also like what he's bringing to the table as far as his bars, his delivery. Now, I'm not saying that to say that Beanie ain't gonna get busy. Of course, I mean this is Beanie Sigel. But when the rappers have been gone for a minute, Jadakiss, he pop out. He's been doing features and shit like that over the last 5-7 years. So, we all know what Jadakiss bringing to the table, especially off the heels of his big battle against Dipset back in 2021. Again, I can't believe that was 4 years ago, too. That's fucking insane that was 4 years ago. But Jadakiss and Beanie is just a perfect pair. I just literally talked about this. Again, this is very, very dope to see, man. Again, we know Jadakiss, he did a collab album with, he did a few. Did they do one or two? Jadakiss and Fab did the Freddie and Jason series. That was dope. But Jadakiss and Beanie, I think that's where it's like, yeah, you get into just wordsmiths, top lyricists, bar niggas up. I ain't never heard a whack verse from Jadakiss or Beanie. Literally ever. And I don't think I'm gonna hear a whack one on this album. And I'm glad that Freeway is headlining this, producing it. I know he's gonna deliver. It's not gonna be nothing. I just don't anticipate a whack project at all. I don't. I hope when I hear this, it's just like, boom, hit play it straight through. Because again, and also they kind of just playfully, they're kind of up against a little bit of pressure because like I said, all the veteran rappers have been killing this 2025. All of them have been killing this 2025, man. All of them have been killing this shit. So I do definitely anticipate Jada and Beanie to get on this fucking album and get busy, man. And I hope we get some more singles. They get some rollouts. It'd be dope to hear from Beanie. And also, I think Jadakiss and Beanie I think they got a business together, if I'm not mistaken. I think they got a food truck. a food truck or a juice bar that they do together, if I'm not mistaken, and that's very, very dope to see as well. We all know if you was outside during the early 2000s, you already know Jadakiss and Beanie button heads going at it. We got one of the best battles I think all time. That's like Jadakiss and Beanie is top 5 as far as rap battles in hip hop history, bro. Easily. We got some classic records from both of them, and I think also that was around the time where you didn't really see Beanie Jadakiss take too many hits, bro. That's really like that was the only time where you could say, nah, like he took the L on that one, like, because Beanie Sigel went crazy on it. But nonetheless, years later, squash that shit. It's good to see them brothers come together, do some dope shit together. Again, I think they do have a food truck together, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody could correct me on that. It's either a food truck or a juice bar. It's one of the two for sure, though. It's definitely one of the two. So again, please check out that record. It's called Motion Picture with Jadakiss and Beanie. And I think if you go on Freeway's Instagram, they do have a post talking about album that's supposed to be coming out. I think it's either at the end of this year, I think November or December, somewhere around there. October. It might even be October if I'm not mistaken. So please go check that out. Please go check that. Dope to see Jadakiss and Beanie get in the studio and doing some dope shit, man. I think that's going to be a highly anticipated project for sure. Definitely for sure. So, moving on to the next topic. Now, this one here I wasn't really gonna speak about, but I'm gonna take a different approach on this because this has been going crazy on the TL this whole fucking week, and it's nonetheless it's kind of sad to be honest. But again, I'm gonna take a different approach on this. So, Young Thug, Gunna, Rollo, everybody, 21, all this whole thing surrounding who's a rat, who's not. Niggas leaking jail phone calls, all this other shit. All this shit is surrounding Gunna and what he did and how him and YSL is no longer cool and all this other shit. Who said this? Who did that? Who said this against whose man's dad? You know, YSL would. All of it landed in this whole shit, right? And let me say this. For those who that applies to, meaning street niggas, if y'all want to have that debate and all that conversation about who did this and all that, y'all can have that. In terms of music, that's what I want to focus on. Because what is going to transpire from all of this? Where's the music at? That's all I care about. Where's the music? And to be honest, since Young Thug, since he's been home, it's been lackluster for the music. It has. It's been lackluster for the music since Thug's been home. Nothing's really been sticking. Nothing's been. Gunna consistently has been putting out some good music. You know, I thought his last album was kind of lackluster, but the one before that, I think that was a gift and a curse, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, because Gunna has been doing this thing, and I'd be a liar to say that he hasn't been getting busy like at all. And we got to think that was around 2020. Let me see. Yeah, A Gift and a Curse. That was 2023. A Gift and a Curse came out 2023. That album is very good. I like that album. I really didn't like, the last one and 101. They was kind of lackluster. But consistently, he's been putting out some good music. He got some records out there that's been moving. Thug, you haven't been putting out no good music. So I just want to know, where's the music at? Niggas is on the TL having a paper marathon. Who told this marathon? Like all this extra shit. Just give us the music, bro. If it's not gonna transpire to no music, y'all keep that shit off the internet. Because the fact of the matter is, majority of rap and hip hop fans, they don't give a fuck about that. And if you subscribe to being a street nigga, you are a street nigga, you're not gonna have those back and forths on the internet. At least to what I believe and what I seen from street niggas. This is not me saying I'm not a street nigga at all. I'm just a nigga who like the music. And if I'm not getting no music from this, I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice, especially as an artist, Thug. Because again, you gotta ride, you gotta set momentum when you get out of jail and just give niggas the records. Especially when you're on probation. You know you shouldn't even be having these type of conversations. You in Miami, you doing your thing. You know, you away from Atlanta. Just get back to the music, bro. That's it. The rest of them niggas all get to the music. Put the music out. Niggas is doing IG lives. Niggas is dropping essays on Twitter about, oh, what, that's not this because I said this and da da da. It's a clown show. If we being real, it's a clown show. And it's not benefiting nobody. Because what's going to end up happening is you're going to get that call from your parole officer and you're going to have to walk your ass back in jail. Now, I don't know the stipulations of his probation and all this other shit, but I know it's for about 10, 15 years, for one. So you need to be treading lightly, bro. Like, if I just beat a major case like that, I'm doing whatever I can to make sure my nose is clean, even down to the conversations I'm having on the internet. Every tweet that I would be sending out, what would be regards to music? This is not me telling Young Thug how he's supposed to feel. This is not me telling Rollo how he's supposed to feel. 21, Gunna. No, this is not about me telling niggas how they supposed to feel. This is me strictly telling niggas how they supposed to be handling this shit. Keep this shit off the fucking internet, bro. Keep it off the internet. You doing the work for the prosecutors, your parole officers, anybody who else is involved. Stirring up unnecessary energy. Because again, the average hip hop fan is not a street nigga. They're civilians. They don't understand none of that shit that you niggas going back and forth about. If it's not translating to no music, keep it. It's that simple. Gunna, he's doing this thing. He ain't really been giving this shit no attention. And I'm glad he's not. I ain't seen a tweet from Gunna talking about this shit. I ain't seen an IG post for real. And if I did, I missed it. All Gunna been doing is getting in the gym. Glad he's getting in the gym. I just seen a post from him yesterday talking about how the gym has ultimately saved his life, made his life better. Something that I preach on this pod every single week. So it's good to see Gunna. He's in the gym. He's in a different light. All that street politics shit, I don't care nothing about that. That's not my business. But from his side, all I noticed is that a nigga putting out music and making sure that his life is on point. And Thug should be taking the same steps. Rollo should be taking the same steps. All of them other niggas, everybody. Because all this shit is just messy. It's messy, bruh. It's messy as hell. Like, I never really thought I would have looked at my timeline in a span of a week and literally seen these rappers doing IG lives, dropping paperwork on the timeline, just doing the fucking, making threats or to other niggas over videos. What the fuck are you niggas thinking? Oh, you did this back in da-da-da. You remember when you and this tranny... I'm like, what the fuck is going on, bro? What is really going on right now? Niggas need to stop because ultimately it's ruining your brand. It's fucking up your brand, Thug. Thug has put out classic work prior to him getting out. Now, when he's locked up, he dropped Business is Business, which I like that album. That album is pretty good. I like Business is Business. That was 2023 when he was still locked up. But since Thug has been home, it's been lackluster. That record that he put out with Future, I thought that was going to be a banger. It didn't really stick. And ultimately, as we continue to get older, because me and Thug are around the same age, bro, niggas is mid-30s. Some late having these conversations on the timeline, bro. It don't make no sense. Get back to the music. And ultimately, what I think it is, Thug want to hash it out with Gunna. That's what I really think it is. He'll probably never admit it, but I think that's what it is. He wants to fix that relationship. He wants to fix that relationship. And if you a fan watching this shit and you getting divided over this shit, my God, you need to find you something better else to do, because it ain't that serious at the end of the day neither. Because y'all don't really know these niggas at the end of the day, and you lumping yourself into some shit that you don't really subscribe to. Niggas going back and forth on the TL over them niggas going back and forth. Niggas picking sides on that shit. I'm like, all right, bro, this shit is just getting this is getting outrageous. This is getting ridiculous now. Now this shit really a clown show. But ultimately, what I want is I want Thug to put out some dope music, man. I was listening to the Barter 6 the other day. Too much fun had an anniversary. I can't believe that album came out 6 years ago. That might be Thug's best album. Now, technically, that is his only album, because everything else has been mixtape. But you know how they play games with this mixtape album shit. But I saw that anniversary for Too Much Fun the other day, and I spun that shit. I said, God damn, he ain't seen them heights since. Thug has not seen Too Much Fun heights since. That's what I want, bro. Go ahead. You in Miami now. You can link with some dope producers. You know, you don't even got to leave the city, of course. You send the files, bro. Just lock in. That's what I want from Thug. Lock in and give me some dope music, brother. You have put yourself in a position to take care of your family for a lifetime. You just beat this big case. You want to be home. You getting older. You not getting younger. Your girl, she putting out dope music. Mariah, she doing her thing. Come on, man. Keep your head clean, bro. This shit is dumb. It's dumb. And I ultimately feel like it's going to come a day when him and Gunna got to sit down and have a conversation. Because, again, what's going to end up happening is you're going to get that call and you got to go sit your ass back down. If it continues on the trajectory that it's going. I just seen a screenshot. Shout out my nigga Amp. He put this picture up of an IG live last night of Academics, Whack 100, Rollo, and 6ix9ine. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Again, some shit that should not be going on the internet. Because if it's really about that, then you as men need to go sit down and have a conversation. It don't mean y'all gotta be cool again. Okay, but you say your piece, and y'all go y'all separate ways. Don't mention each other no more publicly. If you want to cut ties with Gunna, let it be ties or cut. Because again, I'm not hearing nothing from Gunna's side. He has been quiet through this whole ordeal. And again, if he has, somebody please send it to me so I can see it. I ain't seen shit. But all this nigga doing is getting in the gym and putting out music. Getting in the gym and putting out music. I just seen him. He was just hosting he was speaking to some people at a run club. Dope shit. Thug, you should be doing the same shit. Because ultimately, that's all I want, bro. Y'all can have all them debates and all that other shit. I'm not getting involved in that. Just give me some music. Because Thug, again, since you been home, lackluster. Shit ain't been hitting. So I don't know if you need to sit down, get in the studio, get your reps up, put some tracks out, get that old feel again, or refine it. One of the two. But this here ain't it. You can't be putting out lackluster music, then you on the timeline explaining yourself about some shit that shouldn't be on the internet. It's a bad look. It's a very, very bad look. That's all I really got to say about that, man. So again, y'all niggas, you niggas who not even involved with what they got going on, y'all stay quiet on this shit too. Because I ain't got nothing to do with y'all. And y'all don't subscribe to that shit. If you a rap fan, be a rap fan. Keep it music. So that's pretty much all I got on that. So next up, Drake. Another topic that's kind of tiring. So this whole, Drake dropped a promo clip with him and Bobbi Althoff. If you remember a few years ago, I think it was last year. I think this was prior to the beef. He had an interview with her. I didn't really check that shit out because I'm like, who is this? I seen a couple of clips on the TL. So then they dropped a promo clip of her and him having another sit down, same type of setting. And of course, you know, it spiraled out of control again with this conversation. I feel like this conversation is lazy and it's disingenuous from a standpoint of niggas who are bothered by him sitting down with her. Y'all don't care about who this nigga sitting down with. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. And if you've been following me, you know I'm keeping it 100. This ain't got nothing to do with just for the fact that I like Drake music. I'm just being honest. Y'all don't really care about who this nigga sitting down with. I'm not gonna watch this shit. I'm honestly not gonna watch it because I think Shorty is a gimmick. I think she's a gimmick. Like I didn't care about the last one. I didn't get outraged about the last one. I didn't care to listen to it or watch. But y'all niggas who are bothered by this and want to have all these conversations, y'all not bothered by this shit, bro. You not. You just don't like that nigga. And I think honestly, a lot of y'all would do yourself a service if you just admit you don't like this nigga, because it ain't about him sitting down with her. If you spend over the last year since that battle. Because another thing that niggas don't want to admit to, a lot of y'all really made that a morale battle. It wasn't a music battle. It wasn't a rap battle. It was a morale battle. It was a divide. So if you subscribe to that, this ain't really about who this nigga sitting down with. He can't win with you. It don't matter who the fuck he's sitting down with. So what you up in the uproar for that he's sitting down with this girl? If you pick your side, that was just supposed to be a battle. It don't matter who he's sitting. It don't matter who he's sitting down with. Y'all don't stop acting like you care about who this nigga sitting down with, bro. Cause it's not about that. It's petty in my opinion. Because if he goes sit down with Elliot or B Dot, or he sit down with Charlamagne, he sit down with the Breakfast Club, he sit down with Joe. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna find something to nitpick about that. It ain't gonna matter. Anything that he say is gonna, oh, this is why this is why that, this is why this is why that, this is why this is why that. It's not gonna satisfy you. So why are you on the timeline in a fake uproar about it? If you don't like an artist, why are you speaking about them? I don't speak about artists whose music I don't like. I don't do that. It could be one of the biggest artists in the game. I'm not gonna be on my timeline getting upset about shit that every little thing that they do. It's just not gonna happen. So I think a lot of you niggas are just bored. I think that's ultimately what it is. He can't satisfy you, especially since post this beef. Because what the reality of the beef is, and a lot of niggas don't want to admit it, the fact of the matter is, for the foreseeable future, Drake and Kendrick are gonna be married. And what I mean by that is, anything that these niggas do, some way, somehow, niggas are gonna try to connect it to the other person. It's still fresh. Niggas keep saying, oh, so yeah, oh, this is, bruh, y'all keep pushing the shit, so that's just what it's gonna be. Now, Kendrick more so ain't gonna get these conversations because we don't hear from that nigga, which is fine. I really don't give a fuck. If you're putting out an interview, cool, I'll check it out, depending on who you're sitting down with. If you're putting out music, I'm gonna have an ear to it. I fuck with Kendrick and Drake. I like Drake music more. Obviously, he's in my top 5 all time. And Kendrick has done a lot of great shit over this last year and a half that definitely moved him up my ranks. Cause yes, I have been critical of Kendrick. I have during that 5-year break. But coming out, having the performance that he had in the battle, giving me GNX, dope fucking music. Drake even posted beef. Some solid dope music. I love No Face. I love Circadian Rhythm. He put out a dope album with Party. It was cool. The masses loved it. The shit went platinum. Nokia did his thing during the summer. So that's all I really care about. It's just the output of you as an artist. So for y'all to act like as if y'all really care about who this nigga sitting down with, come on, bro, it's disingenuous, bro. You just want something to complain about when it come to this nigga. I think the last dope Drake interview I seen probably was around 2019, 2020 when he sat down with Elliot and B Dot. That was a dope interview. I don't think around that time there was niggas really complaining about that. But I think post this beef is different. It's really different, and niggas are not really able to separate. Bro, if you don't fuck with the nigga, it's cool. You don't gotta like the nigga. But to act like as if you're so bothered by who he's sitting down with, it's disingenuous as fuck. And y'all know that. It don't matter who that nigga gonna sit down with around this time, because you're gonna find something to nitpick about. You're gonna feel like, oh, they took this out. They had to take this out. Oh, they didn't ask this. They didn't ask that. Da, 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 da. Who the fuck you want the nigga to sit down with that's gonna satisfy you? That'd be my thing. Okay, let's put Bobbi Althoff to the side. Who the fuck do y'all want Drake to sit down with? Cause I ain't never seen no solutions for that. Oh, he ain't sitting down with. Da, da, da. In my personal opinion, again, I don't care who he sit down with, but I think Big Boy would be a dope interview with Drake. But y'all gonna find something to complain about with that too. It's not gonna be satisfactory to none of y'all niggas. It's not. I was looking at this shit. I'm like, bro, these niggas really doing a lot over this fucking interview, and the shit ain't even out yet. That's the craziest. The shit is not even out. And niggas doing all this. Again, I'm not gonna check it out because I think Shorty, she's just a gimmick, man. That whole shit it's not even authentic to me. So I'm not gonna pay attention to it. But I'm not gonna sit back and give a whole bunch of essays and all these dissertations to cloud the fact that I really just don't like the nigga. That's really what it is. Y'all niggas doing all this just to hide the fact that you really just don't fuck with that nigga, bro. That's all. And it's fine. Again, it's cool. You don't gotta like the nigga. I'm just here for I'm just here for the music. I think a lot of y'all would do yourselves better if you just really just focus on the fucking music. If that's what you enjoy. Because that's what I enjoy, is the music. If you give me a dope interview, I'm going to check it out. When Kendrick sat down with Jadakiss and them at the Super Bowl, that was a dope sit down. Good 40, 45 minutes sit down, got questions from the crowd, dope shit. It wasn't none of that goofy, that extra shit. But I'm never going to be in an uproar about all this extra shit, man. I'm not, because what is it going to do for me? Nothing. It's just something for y'all niggas to complain about, bro. That's how I look at it. It's just giving y'all something to complain about. Come on, man. So just keep it 100. That's all I'm gonna say. And if he does do another interview, I'll be interested to see who he sit down with. But I think also, Drake he a funny nigga too, because I think he purposely did that. To ruffle feathers. Cause he probably knew niggas was gonna say something about that, knowing how they feel about that girl, and also off the heels of her announcing that she was gonna stop her podcast. So that was kind of like a tricky rollout. I see what she was doing with that. That was kind of slick how she did that, because she said she was taking all her videos down. Da, 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 da. Oh, now you pop up, you and him having to sit down again. I see the play here. I saw the play. So y'all niggas can have that, man. Like, let's just be honest with yourselves more than anything. Fuck the internet. Just be honest with yourselves and ask yourself, am I really upset that he's sitting down with this girl? I just don't fuck with this nigga. Because I've been spending the last probably year and a half, or probably since the beginning of time of not liking this nigga shit. So I'm just finding anything that he do, I'm just finding something to not fuck with. Ask yourself that. All right? So, moving on, man. College football is fucking back. Now, of course, and I said this like everybody know I'm a Florida State fan, but I'm gonna save that for the end of the slate. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start off with the other games, because I got some shit to say about my game. So we're gonna start it, man. Salute the college football weekend, man. First off, I want to say salute to Lee Corso, the GOAT of College Game Day, retired. It was his last show yesterday. It was very emotional, bro. I've been watching Lee Corso on College Game Day since I've been 8 years old. I cannot believe he's retiring, bro. Time really don't wait on nobody. So I want to give Lee Corso his props. Shout out to him, man. Definitely a staple on Saturday mornings for college football, man. It was dope. They did a dope rollout for him, man. Dope going away. Dope to see Lee Corso with Kirk Herbstreit, Fowler, all them guys, Desmond Howard. Y'all did y'all thing with that, man. Y'all did a great highlight reel of him, too, as a player, coach, then transitioning into broadcasting. So I want to give my props. A shout out to Coach Lee Corso, man. You will be missed. You will be missed. But with that being said, boy, we had some big ones. So let's go ahead and start off with Ohio State and Texas. Ohio State, and I had Ohio State winning this game 27-21. Defensive showdown. Both defense showed up to play. Ohio State won that game 14-7. You know, all the eyes was on Arch Manning. Arch Manning, he didn't have a good game. 17-30, 170 touchdowns, 1 TD, 1 interception. Ohio State debuted their new quarterback, Julian Jalen. 13-20, 126 yards, 1 TD. I anticipated Jeremiah Smith, who I think is the best college football player. Obviously the best wide receiver. I think if he was in the NFL right now, he'd be a top 10 wide receiver. I thought he was going to show out. 6 catches, 43 yards, no TDs. Jalen, he missed him on the first or second drive, had the corner beat, smoked him, had him for a touchdown. But of course he's a new quarterback, so I guess Jeremiah, him, and they'll get on the same page. But of course we got to speak about the obvious elephant in the room, which is Arch Manning. So there's been a lot of hype surrounding Arch Manning. And what I seen, I really didn't understand the hype. And after watching this game, I still kind of don't get it. Now, I'm not really going to kill him because it's really like his first major game, in my opinion. I know he had a few, games last year he played, but he ain't really had no real start like this. On the road versus Ohio State. I will say he did have a couple of drives in the second half that kind of put them in position to make this a game. I will say that. I'm not going to front on him on that. That big touchdown that he had to Parker Livingston, that was a very great throw. But there was some throws where it's like, you missing the receiver behind him. You throwing behind your receiver, excuse me. He had the one interception, delivered it late, throwing it opposite hash. That's one of the hardest throws to make. So stuff that he got to clean up on that. Reading defenses, not, making better quick decisions. So I think with Arch, man, yeah, I'm going to hold him accountable to the hype. I'm expecting him to be one of the best quarterbacks in college football if this is how you're going to market him. That's just what it is. If you're going to market him like that, he got to live up to that hype. So, again, it's only one game, so I'm really going to dig on him too hard, but he got a lot of making up to do if he's going to make up to that, if he's going to live up to this hype. Like I said, he did have a couple of drives where looking like, okay, I can see flashes of what y'all talking about. But overall, from a game standpoint, subpar. He got to be better than that. He wasn't able to really connect with his receivers. It kind of seemed like, the defense was getting to him. Wasn't making the plays with his legs that I thought he would make. But, he had flashes, but the flashes are not who you are consistently. Those are just flashes. So I'm anticipating Arch Manning to be better going forward. And I hope he is better going forward because he did make some good throws. I will say that. But, man, when you have that hype, and he was also popping that shit. That's also Arch was popping that shit. He was like, it's obvious that y'all have a target on your back. He's like, well, I don't look at it like that. We got the red dot on everybody else. All right, bro. So if you popping that shit like that, then you got to be better than 7-30, 170 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. You got to be better than that. Again, I'm not gonna say he didn't make good throws because that throw to Parker Livingston, dope. But this hype, hey, y'all hyping him up like that. If you're going to crown him. But he got to deliver on the field, too. So that's just me being fair. Hey, subpar performance, bro. Subpar. I'm expecting better from him going forward. Especially with him popping that shit and the way the media hyping him. Mel Kiper talked about this the most anticipated game I've seen in 48 years. Mel, you lying. Come on, Mel. You better than that. Stop it. It's been plenty of games I can name that have been highly anticipated than this one right here. But dog didn't deliver. He didn't. I got Ohio State repeating as champs anyway, even with Julian saying as the quarterback. Again, this was his first performance, his first start. So I think he's going to get better. I don't look at him as somebody who's going to jump off the screen. He's more of a, just don't fuck the game up. He got weapons around him. He got Donaldson. He got Jeremiah Smith. He got Carnell Tate. He did have a nice touchdown pass to Carnell Tate. Kind of underthrew him, but Carnell Tate being a dope receiver, he was able to adjust his body and make the catch. But I think Ohio State will be okay. I think they'll be all right. I think Jeremiah Smith, of course, he's going to have better games, bigger games. They're going to review the film, see what they can clean up on. But I anticipate Dog to be, again, as advertised as he was as a true freshman last year. So that's pretty much all I got for that game. So Arch, yeah, you gotta be better than that, buddy. You gotta be better than that. So next up, we had LSU and Clemson. Now this right here was funny because again, this is the battle of who's really the true Death Valley. You know, both of them are Tigers, and that's really kind of crazy that both of them are Tigers and both of them stadium is called Death Valley. LSU all day says we're the true Death Valley. Like, let's be for real. And then of course, you know, Clemson, but I'm always here for some Clemson slander. I mean, you see it. I don't fuck with them niggas, man. But LSU went to Clemson Death Valley and handled business. The boys handled that business, man. Garrett Nussmeier. Now, I ain't really been high on Garrett Nussmeier. I ain't really high on Dog. I'm not. But Dog showed up. He got busy. 28-38, 230, a TD. Now, this was a defensive battle as well. Both defenses showed up. Both of them got busy. K. Klubnik. That's another one. Another quarterback that's supposed to be top 5 pick in the draft. I don't see it with him. I don't. What is it? And this is not even though I don't like Clemson, I'll keep it 100. But I just don't see what niggas seeing, dog. I don't see it. K. Klubnik don't stand out to me. What is this quarterback that's supposed to be top 5 in the draft next year? I don't see it. Terrible game. 19-38, 230, an interception. Wasn't making the plays that he was supposed to. LSU shut the run game down. Niggas only had 32 yards rushing as a team. LSU was able to run that ball, though. 110 yards. You know, Caden Durham, he had 17 carries for 74 yards at TD. They had a couple of big bursts in that first half that kind of set them up. Now, I will say, this should have been a 24-10 win because, boy, the refs robbed LSU on that one touchdown. I don't know how the fuck that wasn't. Dog obviously caught the ball, was inbounds, his knee hit the pylon. At that point, that's a touchdown, regardless of what happens when he hits the ground. He's already crossed the plane because he's established as a runner. So I don't know what the fuck happened with that. I thought that was going to be a huge robbery for LSU, but again, they pulled it out 17-10, but that should have been a 24-10 victory. And what I love that college football did this weekend is being that we got a 12-team playoff team format. I love the fact that they got these top 10 matchups week 1 because most likely a lot of these teams are going to see each other again. I love that. We had Ohio State, Texas week 1, LSU, Clemson. Yeah, got busy. But hey, Clemson, you on notice, motherfucker. Niggas thought y'all was going to walk through the ACC? No, motherfucker. No, we here. We here. So shout out to LSU for handling business on that from my fandom standpoint. You know, a couple of other notable games. Kansas State got out in a squeaker versus North Dakota. I don't know what the fuck they had going on with that. Them niggas won 38-35. Texas A&M, they handle business. Who else? Penn State, they handle business versus Nevada. Of course, they'll probably move up to number 2 in the rankings. Georgia, they handle business. Oregon handle business. I'm trying to think if I miss any other game before I get into my bag real quick. Well, you got Virginia Tech. Well, by the time you hear this, that game will already be concluded. But I'm interested to see how Miami Notre Dame pans out and Virginia Tech and South Carolina. But let's get to the motherfucking shits, man. Florida State, you see it. Florida State handled business versus number 8 Alabama, 31-17. We back. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. Yeah, I thought we was going to get smoked. But goddamn it, shout out to Tommy Castellanos. This nigga said back in June, hey, they don't got Nick Saban to save them. I just don't see them stopping me. I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? Nigga, you were transferred from BC. What the fuck is going on right now? Shut up. That nigga stood on that shit and handled fucking business, bro. And we had a 2-10 last year. We deserved this shit, bro. We deserved this shit. Shout out my motherfucking Knowles, man. My dog was 9-14, 152 yards. You know, ran for another 78 for a touchdown. Mekhi Danzy had a dope game. You know, he had a couple of big runs, one for a touchdown. Our defensive line showed the fuck up. Boy, I thought we was going to get manhandled in the trenches. Nah, O-line and D-line showed up. And shout out to Gus Malzahn, bro. Hey, shout out to Gus, man. Shout out to Gus. I'm a believer, bro, because I didn't see it. I ain't going to hold you. And shout out to Mike Norvell for giving up the play calling. You know, sometimes as a head coach, man, you can't control everything. You got to put some trust in somebody. So shout out to Gus Malzahn for calling a great fucking game. And I try to tell y'all niggas that SEC shit is fucking... I've been telling y'all niggas for 4 or 5 years the SEC is not what y'all make it out to be, bruh. They are not these big dogs just dominating college football. They not. If we was to go to the SEC, we would handle business like we handled fucking business yesterday. I'm tired of niggas telling me the SEC just this dominant conference. They not. Them niggas have not been the dominant conference in college football. We are here to fucking... We back in this bitch, bruh. We back in this motherfucker, bruh. 31-17. Come on, bruh. Stop it. Number 18, Ty Simpson, you didn't do shit. 23 or 43, 254, 2 TDs, that garbage time shit. Garbage time shit. Rushing game, didn't do shit. Receiving, Ryan Williams, lights too bright. And I fuck with Ryan Williams. Lights too bright. You wasn't fucking with us. Sorry. Now, Bernard, he had a pretty good game. But I love the way the whole team just was on point. Now, outside that special teams mistake by Jalen Lucas, that almost drew me up a fucking wall. Everybody was on point. I got to shout out Mike Norvell, Gus Malzahn, the defensive coordinator, had the whole team prepared for this fucking game, bro. Because I had us getting smoked. But I'm a believer again. Again, we coming off a 2-10 season. We deserve this, bro. We deserve this. We deserve this. ACC is on notice. Clemson, you just not about to walk through this bitch. Miami, you not about to just walk through this bitch. I'm ready for that game. October 4th is going down. Shout out my nigga Earl. You better strap up your fucking boots. I seen your tweet yesterday. This not the Florida State team from last year. Yeah, motherfucker, it's not. It's not. It's not. We back in this motherfucker, bro. We back, and I'm excited because we fucking deserve this shit, bro. We deserve this shit. This might have been one of our biggest home victories that I can remember as a fan, bro. Like, we wasn't projected to win this game at all. And again, coming off a 2-10 season, bro, to establish our presence like this, man, shout out to Tommy, man. Tommy, I was wrong, brother. My quarterback stood on fucking business, bro. That's like, it's one thing to say, but when you really stand on it, especially against a number 8 team in the nation that's projected to be in the playoffs and contending for a chip, my dog dropped nuts on them niggas. He dropped nuts on them niggas, bro. Man, that's one of the best games I ever enjoyed as a Florida State fan, bro. And I'm so happy for us, man. I'm so happy for them guys, man. You can tell everybody was on the same page. And again, the fucking trenches, bro. That's where it's at in college football, bro. Because if you ain't got no trenches, it don't matter what you got as the skill positions. These niggas answered the fucking call on the D-line and O-line, bro. They was not getting the hold out this bitch. Alabama was just supposed, and it was looking scary at first. They had a 17-play drive, just went down there and got a touchdown. But that 3rd and 11 that we had on our drive, and Tommy hit dog on that streak, I'm like, wait a minute. We might be back in this bitch. Okay, we tie this shit up. Oh, shit, we get a turnover. We go up 14. Shout out to the legends that was in the building. Shout out to the legends that was in the building. Peter Warwick celebrating the first touchdown. Dalvin Cook. You know, shout out to Jordan Travis, DeAndre Francois. All the legends was in the building. That was dope to see. That picture of Peter Warwick right behind Tommy, that was fire. That's one of the dopest Florida State pictures. You might got to frame that. But shout out to fucking Tommy, man, because that's a big, it's one thing to say something like that and everybody be against you, including myself, and then go out there and execute that motherfucker. They really didn't stop him. He said verbatim, they don't got Nick Saban to say, I just don't see them stopping me. They literally couldn't stop this nigga. They literally could not stop this nigga. Again, shout out to Gus Malzahn for calling a great fucking game, man. Man, shout out to Gus for calling a great fucking game, bro. I'm in my motherfucking bag, bro. Y'all niggas got me fucked up. Real shit. Y'all got me fucked up. I'm back in my bag now. It's up. It's up for niggas. Clemson, you on notice. Miami, you on notice. Like, ACC ain't just about to be, nah. And don't hold us on the rankings next week neither. We need to be at least top 15. Don't play games. Don't play games. Clemson lost. Go ahead and move down them ranks. Go ahead. Don't play no games with us on these rankings next week. We here to stay. So Shout out my Knowles, baby. We back in this bitch. Shout out to all the Knowles fans out here. We here to stay. We back in this motherfucker. Now, moving on next. Oh, shit. Micah Parsons got traded to the motherfucking Packers, bruh. Oh, my God. That was insane what I seen, bruh. That was insane. Micah Parsons got traded to the Packers for Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks. He signed a 4-year, $188 million deal. 137 of it is guaranteed. He will be getting $47 a year, highest paid player in NFL history. Oh my God. This shit is insane, bro. Excuse me, y'all. I cannot believe it. Parsons' new contract contains $120 million guaranteed money with $62 million throughout the first new year, $100 million through 2 years, and $141 million through 3 years. Parsons' fully guaranteed money contains another $16 million for injury vest a year early, and his contract also contains a $44 million signing bonus. Oh my God, bro. 47M guaranteed, bro. That is the highest. I think prior to that, it was Myles Garrett at 41. Let me see that real quick. Yeah. Yep. Micah Parsons became the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history with a 4-year, $108 million deal with the Green Bay Packers at $47 million a year. Yeah, crazy. All I got to say is this. Jerry Jones, that ego, man, is a motherfucker. You're not going to tell me that this move helps you get you to the playoffs. Stop lying and playing in my face. I'm not even a Dallas fan. He playing in your faces with that shit. Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks. Them first-round picks is not going to be high, bro. It's not. There's no way in hell that you could not have made this offer. Now, I read reports that they offered him a 5-year, was it $205 million, I think it was? $205 million, and Jerry was kind of basically like, yeah, he basically had to sign that shit or it was going to be up. Bro, that's only like $41 a year. Hell no. Michael worth way more than that. He deserved every dime. Every dime. You couldn't get that deal done? Ego, man. Shout out to his agent because he dropped nuts on Twitter too. Got in his bag real quick. But this is shameful. This is worse than the Luka trade. This is worse than the Luka trade. You're not gonna play in my face and tell me that you got full value for Micah Parsons in this trade. This is worse than the Luka trade. And if I'm imagine being a Dallas Mavericks and Dallas Cowboys fan over the last 8 months. This is insane, bro. Excuse me, over the last year. This is crazy. 2 first-round picks of Kenny Clark. Get the fuck out of here. You didn't get no value from Micah Parsons. And you could have made that deal happen. Jerry sitting there talking about, oh, this move helps us get in the playoffs. Stop lying. Stop lying, bro. Salute to Micah Parsons. You got his bag. The Packers are definitely NFC favorites. I had Jordan Love as my MVP pick. But this move definitely turns up the Packers. Definitely an upgrade for a position that they definitely needed on the edge. 26 years old. How you don't invest in your 26-year-old defensive end? Arguably the best player, top 3 defensive player in the league, period. Definitely a top 10 player in the league. Yeah, Micah, he kind of had some bad games in the playoffs, but ultimately, this motherfucker's getting busy. He's getting busy since he's been in the league. Those are just the facts. Those are just the facts, bro. Since he's been in the league, 2021, 13 sacks, 13 sacks, 14 sacks, 12 sacks. This nigga ain't had under 10 sacks yet. 52 sacks in 4 years. Nigga, that's Hall of Fame trajectory. And you didn't want to pay this man. Ego, man. That motherfucking ego is a trip. Now, for petty reasons, this shit was funny as fuck. I pray. I was hoping on and I anticipated a Micah trade. I did. Because I say Trey Henderson, he was going to get a new deal. He got a new deal. Terry McLaurin, he got a new deal. And I said, Micah trade. Now, from a fan perspective, the Panthers should have definitely made that deal happen. I don't know why the fuck we didn't jump out the window for this. Well, I look at that trade, I'm like, God damn, nigga, we could have gave up Ashawn Robinson and 3 first-rounders for Micah. But it is what it is. He's with the Packers. But salute to his agent for standing on business. Salute for Micah for standing on business. And Jerry Jones, there's no way that you can make this look like this was a win. It wasn't. This was an L trade. Shout out my nigga Jordan. Jordan, I fuck with you. There will never be a day where I believe that y'all won this trade and that you're happy about this trade. You're not going to convince me, brother. I don't care what you tell me. This was a complete drop of the ball by Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office. There's no way I'm letting my superstar defensive end walk, especially in a trade. And then that kind of trade, 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark. There's no way Micah Parsons go for that. It's no way. You're getting a Pro Bowl level player and at least 2-3 firsts and a second-round pick. He's 26 years old, bro. He's 26 years old. There's no way you let him go for that. It's no way. Packers 100% won this deal, bro. Great deal. Again, salute to Micah just for the simple fact that he's the highest paid player at his position. Well deserved. I was saying way before all this that the nigga at least deserved $45 a year. I don't know why the fuck they couldn't get that shit done. But nonetheless, man, that's all I really much got to say about that. Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, all y'all, sad. That's all I really can say, sad. But that's pretty much all I got, man. I'm ready for this football season to start. This shit kick off on Thursday with the Eagles and Cowboys. That's going to be crazy. And the Cowboys and Packers match up week 4. See, this shit just... You can't make this shit up, bro. You cannot make this shit the fuck up, bro. You can't. But I'm ready for this week 1 to kick off. Again, salute the college football for handling business. And it's going to be a great year for football season, man. Basketball season is around the corner. That shit about to be kicking up next month. October is here. It's here. So that's pretty much I got for y'all this week, man. Again, I want to thank y'all for tapping in with me, checking in with me, listening to me. You know, I'm going to continue to run this shit up like I say every week. Hopefully, y'all continue to run y'all shit up, run your goals up. Again, get your ass in that gym. Work, and ultimately be safe out here. So again, like I say every week, this is I'm Not Repeating Myself podcast. I'm your host, Mike, and I hope you heard what I said the first time because I'm not repeating myself. I'm out.